What's an odd quirk that your body has? I sleep with my eyes wide open. Always have. There's a picture of me asleep on my grandparents' couch when I'm about 3, and the caption just says, "She's not dead 1998. Always a fun conversation to have with a new boyfriend." Edit. I fall asleep with my eyes closed like a regular human being. But apparently they open when I fall sound asleep. I've been told I should have a sleep study done, but I just haven't gotten around to it. Besides scaring people sleeping next to me, it doesn't interfere with my life. I do blink while I sleep, I've been told, which explains why my eyes aren't a mess when I wake up. It's very slowly, not at all like our reflex when we're awake. I went camping several years ago with some friends of the family, and scared the shit out of one of the adults. Woke up to find me staring at her from across the tent. She said she only knew I was asleep because I didn't respond when she waved at me, and I was blinking. Weird. I know I've done it my whole life because it used to scare my preschool teachers during nap time, and I fell asleep twice in class in high school. The only reason I got away with it, according to my classmates, was that when the teacher walked by my eyes were open. I know I still do it because, well, people have told me it was actually kind of useful. When I was younger, I worked as a camp counselor in the summers, and you'd best believe I told my kids I slept with my eyes open. I had the best behaved cabins every summer. Haha, I have it too. It's called nocturnal logothalmus. I've been slapped awake by people who thought I died in my sleep. Same here. It freaks people out because apparently I track people when they move around the room. I had a friend like this. He fell asleep in the sun and burned his retinas. Almost completely blind now. There's a spot under my chin which, when touched, makes me start hiccuping. Makes showering and shaving my beard rather interesting. I don't get brain freeze. Instead, I get collarbone freeze. If I get brain freeze while I'm also suffering from a migraine, the two pains cancel each other out. That's how I discovered that I can make my migraine go away by holding an ice pack against my neck. When I read something really sad, my heart doesn't hurt, it's my right wrist hurt. Gotta stop wearing your heart on your sleeve. Try holding the book in your left hand then. I can move my eyeballs left to right in such high speed, it looks like they're vibrating. Me too. I was trying to see how long I could do it once, and one of my friends suddenly got really worried. They thought I was having one of those types of seizures that you stay still during. But nah, I'm just an odd person and was trying to see how fast I could move my eyes. I don't have the physical ability to burp. It's very uncomfortable and I have major bloating and gastric issues because of it. And no, I can't just drink a bunch of seltzer. The gas will eventually just come out the other end. Damn, what prevents you from burping? I don't know. I'm just lacking that function. And anytime I mention it to a doctor, they just dismiss me and switch the topic to my hypertension or something. My 24-year-old sister never burped her whole life, but suddenly one day she started burping a bunch of times and does it regularly. Maybe it will happen to you. My thumbs and big toes are double jointed. I can bend my thumbs completely backwards and use my big toes like little monkey hands. My eyes feel strange when I eat something really sweet. I don't know how to describe it, but it kind of feels like I want to rub them or put pressure on them. You have type 1 diabetes, my friend. Hello, ophthalmology nurse here. Please go get checked out for type 1 diabetes. You can lead an active and healthy lifestyle, but if it's type 1, it's doing a lot of damage to your eyes and you could go blind from the damage to your retinal veins. Oh, this is another one of those threads where Reddit accidentally saves someone's life, isn't it? Like that time where a comment alerted someone to a carbon monoxide leak and saved the Redditor's life. Or the guy who found out he had testicular cancer after taking a pregnancy test. What? Dude pissed on a pregnancy test as a joke and it came back positive. I forget why exactly, but it can be an indicator for prostate cancer. Dude went to the DR and it turned out he did, in fact, have prostate cancer. Yeah, I see it mentioned in the comments already. You could be feeling the effects of blood sugar spikes from diabetes. I would at least have this checked out. It could be less a fun bodily quirk and more a very subtle early warning for a major problem. I can fold in my ears and they would stay there as if someone had cut off a portion of it. Everything hurts. My right eye has perfect vision, my left is trash, so my right eye does 90% of my seeing and my depth perception is way off. I get the hiccups every time I laugh too hard. I have passed this lovely trait on to my daughters, and one of my nieces has it too. It's how I genetically assert dominance. For some reason I get random chills down my spine and then my shoulders proceed to shake. Wow, I have this too. Everyone I know makes fun of me for it, because I get random shivers. I have 3 nipples. Not me, but my dad has the amazing ability to hear tiny specific sounds like water dripping in the pipes upstairs, but he can't hear me when I asked him a question from the chair next to him. Sounds like auditory processing disorder, or as my friends and family like to call it, my selective hearing. I have this. I can hear when the tires need to be changed, or when the shower has warmed up by the sound, but I can't understand the best man's speech at all. Oh, I've got a few doozies. I'm just a complete mess of biology. My left leg gets cold depending on how stressed I am. Not physically, but psychologically, like the cold is coming from inside my bones. I have what I like to call shitty drow vision. More than just photosensitivity. I have effective night vision but debilitating day vision. I have glasses which are super dark to help me see in normal light. Worst of all is my adrenaline disorder. It's some sort of genetic issue from my mother's side where my body doesn't stop producing adrenaline. This is exhausting as is. It's like having the down you get from adrenaline permanently, but it also prevents me from sleeping. I almost died to sleep deprivation because of it, which is a horrific experience in every sense of the word. On a daily basis now that I have lots of medication to treat it, it has an annoying downside: pain tolerance. I don't feel much anymore, which is a shitty superpower, so I can absent-mindedly scratch through my skin without noticing, get badly burned without noticing, etc. Electric shocks, however, feel oddly nice now. I can open my eustachian tubes on command. Great for elevation changes. Same, by widening the back of my throat in a way that is extremely similar to yawning, just without the yawn. I still have one primary tooth. Me too. Seems like it's a hereditary thing for me. All the women in my family are missing the adult tooth in that spot, and the baby tooth never really falls out. I cannot eat fruit. If I try, I vomit. Juice is okay, raw one's bad. I have 3rd fully functional kidney. Sell it. Sell one. I can pop my thumb out of socket and turn it completely backwards. I can remove the tip of my thumb from the knuckle upwards. Kids love it when I show them. I once read a fact that you can't lick your elbow with your tongue. Apparently I can? He is the chosen one. The inability to cooperate with my brain. I'm not dumb, my brain is just very complex and difficult to operate, is one of my favorite, paraphrased quotes. One of my nostrils whistles involuntarily sometimes when I breathe in. Central heterochromia. My eyes have rings of 2 different colors. The inner rings on both eyes are green, the outer rings on both eyes are gray. Whenever I'm around an elderly woman, and she gets mildly hurt in some way, stubs a toe, almost falls, hits their head, I get a dull pain in the back of my scrotum. This is the weirdest thing I've ever confessed. Once I start shaking my leg, I can't stop it. It won't stop going. It only happens, however, at a certain angle. I get it every now and again, and when I do, it doesn't fucking stop. I have to physically stop it. You might be a dog. If so, you're a good BOI. Sometimes when I'm really hungry, I'll get a bubbly sensation in the back of my throat. It feels like the sound of a carbonated beverage when it's first being poured. My sister gets it too, but everyone else I've asked thinks we're weird. Sometimes when I turn my head fast, I get a lightning pain down my neck. I feel it on my tongue, hoping it's nothing. Sometimes when I yawn, saliva literally squirts out of my mouth. No idea why, it's kinda weird. Whenever I have to get up early next morning, my brain won't just let me sleep. I have exploding head syndrome, which is a lot scarier sounding than it actually is, a sleep phase disorder. Basically, when I'm falling asleep, I occasionally hear random phantom noises that startle me back awake. For me, I most commonly hear someone shouting my name, an unintelligible brief yell, knocking on the door, or the doorbell. I've noticed over the years that it tends to happen mostly when I'm overtired and or anxious, and I may not have one for months and then have them every other day for a week. Sometimes a part of my body just twitches. Shoulder, toe, bicep, etc., etc. It stops after a while, but I can never get a good look at it because if I move my head it stops. Doesn't hurt and only happens every few days. Benign fasciculations. All very normal and very common unless accompanied by muscle weakness. What's an odd quirk that your body has? Leave a comment and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this one.